Well, for today's job, maybe a couple days, I'm going to kind of regrade and shape this berm right here. This is down here I run the diamond mower out a couple times a year. Basically just take this berm off. It's not bad, or it doesn't look bad right now with the grass not being 6 feet tall to mow, but it gets a little steep and a little tough on the tracks right here. And then really down there, there's a culvert. I'm gonna kind of open that up and just kind of soften this edge a little bit. I'm not gonna do anything out here. We got a bunch of fiber lines, gas mains, and utilities. I'm just gonna kind of go from the back side of this pole and just kind of gently pull this down and make that a little more gradual. And then probably, I got a little bit to do like over there by the peat and that, and then kind of that berm down there. Sorry, it's really windy because we got more storms coming in tonight. And just do a little bit of reshaping and sloping there. I may have to bring the loader back tomorrow. I guess it depends on how much rain we get, and kind of track it in and dress it up. And then I'm actually going to work on, I don't know if I'll get that far today or not, but that big group of trees, and there's some dirt piles there we're going to knock down. We're actually I'm going to rent a mulcher to go on the end of the 2150 and finish mulching out and taking some more of those junk trees down inside there. And then we're going to try to fill that hole in, or that low spot over there, because I believe late this year the city's going to possibly come through with a walking trail. They've got one beyond that property, is the park down here by this creek that we have running through town, and they've got a big long walking trail, and they want to extend it and actually cross the road and go back up through there and take it back into town. So they kind of want to, you know, dress that up or make it a little more park-like. They like how the rest of it looks. So we're going to kind of clean a little bit of that up. But yeah, for now I got the grading bucket on there, and we're just going to start kind of pulling this berm down and reshaping this edge. Well, we got that little berm pretty much cut and kind of, I don't know, it's very roughed in. What I think I'm gonna do is finish this little corner and then grab some lunch and pick up the loader. I could probably get it slicked up enough with this, but the loader's gonna be a little quicker, and I mean, let's face it, the loader's kind of my thing, so especially with the rain and the weather coming in, I'd like to get it all slicked up and tracked down at least. But like I said, I know I could get it close with this grading bucket, but with that power line right there, it'd be nice with the loader to be able to just run along there with it, track it down and grade it in. Plus that's what I'm going to be running on there with anyways when I'm doing my mowing. I need to do a little more cutting and grading in that corner and then straighten up some where that pipe comes out. So I think the loader would be ideal for all that. Like I said, getting it real slicked up and getting that grade that I want. So, which was kind of my thought process anyway. I could use this to move the bulk of the material and then fine tune it with that. But I'll probably, like I said, just do this section, go get the loader where I can get all that graded and tracked down today before I jump over and start cleaning up some of those piles. I was just going to do all the excavator stuff today, and then instead of making another trip back to the shop, which I'm not very far, I mean, just bring the loader tomorrow. But with our weather forecast, I'm going to try to get as much stuff done and finished today as I can. I mean, it's not great material and it doesn't have to be like perfect finish work, but if I leave it the way this stuff is and we do get rain, it's going to be a mess. So if I can kind of get it pretty much to where I want and somewhat tracked in for the water just to kind of shed off, it'll dry off and work a whole lot better than just leaving these piles. I could have probably done most of this with the loader anyways, but it just, I don't know, it's more wear and tear on the tracks when you're trying to cut and they take a chance of spinning. I've got the excavators, so I might as well use those to loosen up the bulk of the material and just use the loader for, excuse me, just use the loader for kind of the touch up and the finish work. It's a 60 inch and it just holds barely over 1 yard of material. So in theory it should take like 10 scoops, 9-10 scoops to fill up my tandem truck. I haven't got to try that yet, but we will here shortly. Got a lot of gravel in it, which, like I said, this area floods. The water hadn't been all the way up to where their walkways at before, but it's already been, I don't know, 2 feet from underneath it. So that's why that building's built the way that it is. Out here for now. Like I said, I may just waste it or just taper it out to here. It can have, I don't care if it's got a little bit of a hill. I just want to try to make these a lot more gradual hills or berms, just to kind of mow with a diamond mower. Just make things a little easier to maintain. I'll get this corner pulled back and then we'll jump jump in the peak, go grab the loader, and be back here shortly. Well, here's this section all cut and scraped down. I took that concrete thing off around the edge of there and cut this whole berm down. Because that one I think was just to kind of hold the dirt around there and kind of mark where those, I think there's valves and stuff in there. And then this one's actually got a hydrant by it, so I left it that way when this does flood, maybe a tree or something like that won't break the top of that off. So I just kind of left that up there. I need to take the shovel and clean up around it and get some of the junk and dirt off the top of there, and the same thing with that lid. But this blended out really. This had a lot more dirt in it and less rock than what that did up there. I was able to kind of feather it out, so now this will be a real nice easy transition running the mower. And then depending on how much rain we get tonight, I'll be back tomorrow. I'm going to clean up around those 2 culverts and put some riprap around there, and because I won't be able to get down in there and mow, and that's going to wash pretty bad. So I just figured kind of in between those 2 berms I got up there, those hills, we'll just put the riprap around the pipes and then just kind of run it on out, and then it'll just transition into grass then. But that'll dress that up a little bit more and make it where I don't have to worry about trying to mow or anything like that. Then I went ahead and tracked all this side in just in case it does rain, it won't wash. And then I think when I get the Fecon on the 2150, I may try to mulch a little more of that down if I can. You could tell with the grading bucket it was pretty dead and breaking some of it up, but and this dressed up really nice. And that's some other pipe that I had to there's a pipe down inside there, but I just used that case that was around there and left it, so I kind of know when I'm mowing where it's at. But yeah, this will be what I got left. Tomorrow I'll try to scratch what grass and junk I can. I'll probably just put the riprap up on top and down the whole sides, and probably even maybe down to about right here on the bottom at least. And then that way when I come over here with the diamond mower, I can just kind of run down and jump back up over there. So I may do a little more dressing up on this edge. That's where we're at for now. So we're going to get everything loaded up, moved, and see what these storms do rolling in tonight. And we'll just check with you guys tomorrow.